Will Trump go to jail?
And not just once, but 4 times. So in a situation so unique in American history, what happens next? Trump faces a total of 91 charges, ranging from mishandling classified documents to attempting to overturn election results in Georgia and conspiracy to defraud the United States in connection with the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Trump faces potential jail time if convicted in any of these cases. Although very unlikely, if given the maximum sentence across all 91 indictments, he could face more than 700 years in prison.
Former federal prosecutors I've talked to say they're torn about whether Trump might actually go to jail, even if he's convicted of serious crimes. Other high-profile defendants in the January 6th elections case have recently been sentenced to 17, even 18 years in prison. There's a mandatory minimum of 5 years in prison if he's convicted in the Georgia elections case. It's up to the judge in each of these cases to decide whether to send a former U.S. president to jail. They could work out a deal where he has home confinement or something like that. This is just all so unprecedented. We don't know, is what legal experts tell me.
Trump is already looking at spending March, one of the busiest months of the presidential calendar, in the courtroom. The first criminal trial is the January 6th investigation, set to take place March 4th, one day before Super Tuesday, when the greatest number of U.S. states hold primary elections and caucuses. On March 25th, the criminal trial in New York related to hush money payments in 2016 takes place. On May 20th, the classified documents criminal trial begins.
If you're running for a Republican for president, March is when you want to be on the campaign trail. That's when the primary contests that will decide who's the nominee really get going. 30 states and territories have their primaries or caucuses in that month. So what this means for him is that he can't campaign in a traditional sense, and he's going to have to make his presidential campaign about his criminal trials. It's a grievance politics like perhaps we've never seen on the national stage. In addition to all these criminal trials, Trump also faces several trials that don't carry with them criminal penalties, but rather fines. Those are called civil trials.
On January 15th, the E. Jean Carroll civil defamation trial begins, the same day as the Iowa caucuses.
If Trump won back the White House, a lot of his legal headaches could go away. He could essentially get rid of charges or even convictions in the 2 federal cases against him.
The charges could be dropped by prosecutors at the order of a Trump-appointed attorney general. Alternatively, he could grant himself a self-pardon, a step that isn't forbidden in writing by the Constitution.
But he does not have the power to pardon himself in state cases. Even if he were president, he couldn't pardon himself.
While there are options available to attempt to remove Georgia's district attorney, Fani Willis, Governor Brian Kemp has already dismissed calls for her impeachment.
Up to this point, I have not seen any evidence that D.A. Willis's actions or lack thereof warrant action by the prosecuting attorney oversight commission.
If Trump loses his attempt to become president, he'll still have to face trials or any punishment that a judge hands to him. But he still maintains his Secret Service protection, and legal experts I've talked to say that could complicate any prison time he may or may not serve.
Judge Scott McAfee of the Fulton County Superior Court has given the green light for live streaming of all hearings and trials related to the Georgia 2020 election case. There will also be pool coverage for TV and photography.
Cameras are not allowed in federal courtrooms, nor the New York courtrooms. So only the Georgia trial will be televised. We're unsure right now when that trial will take place, but whenever it is sure to be an absolute spectacle.
Although the trials in Georgia will be televised, it's unknown whether Trump would testify in his own defense, though he says he plans to.
So if you have to go to trial, will you testify in your own defense?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You'll take the stand.
That I look forward to.
We don't know when any of these cases will be decided. We're only just now getting trial dates set. But it's a high likelihood that at least some of them will be decided before the presidential election in November, and possibly before Republicans officially pick their nominee for president in July. Trump has responded to these charges the way he always does when accused of wrongdoing, with absolute denial. He insists he's done nothing wrong. But polls show that even a majority of Republicans think he did something wrong, even if they don't think he should go to jail for it. This is ultimately going to be up to 12 people in each case, 12 members of the jury to decide.